Oh, the G7. G7, we don't need that at all. Hide. Hide. Nice. Okay. Let's see. Are we live? Oh, we are. Hide. Nice. Test. Audio. Test. Okay. Let's see. Are we live? Oh, we are. Hide. Nice. Test. All right. That sounds good. Too bad the quality isn't 720. 720p is the highest I'm getting. I wonder if that's a restream thing. Well, best way to test out, let's go to Twitch and test that out. Let's see what Twitch looks like. Okay. All right. Test. All right. Test. All right. Test. Okay. So the Twitch quality looks decent, you know? I can even adjust the light a little bit, get more light this way. Okay. All right, let's finish messing with this chroma key. Okay. Let's see here. Get off that. Get off that. Okay. Get off that. Move that over. Pull this up. Okay, cool. Making sure. Okay, we're gonna set up this chroma key. All right. Oh no, is that good? No, smoothness. Hold on, go back to default. All right, so this is what I'm looking at right here. Lighting is everything when you're messing with a green screen. So if you don't have your lighting right, it won't work. If you can somewhat get rid of your background with the light, then the next step is just getting rid of the rest with this similarity bar. But if you do it too much, you see I disappear. I ghost myself, you know. So you want it just clear enough where you can see I think the smoothness looks good. What do you guys think? Wait a minute. Hold up. I don't think anything's saved. Did it update the game that I'm playing? It did. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So I've got both lives pulled up, right? All right. So if I type in YouTube test, that chat should come through. Bam, right there. Came up on screen. It was posted on YouTube. Okay, so Twitch did not see it. So if you type in Twitch, it comes through on Restream. Right there. But when you pull up the YouTube, it does not. Or did it? No, it did not. Okay, I think I gotta pull up Restream. Why is... Crocky, if you're in here, I need a little help, brother. Let's see here. I thought I had it right. I guess I was wrong. Okay. Yeah. So if I type in Restream, I type in Restream, and it sends it. Yeah, okay, it sent it to both platforms, but I think the issue I'm running into is when I type in YouTube, it sends it back to Restream, the Restream chat. But it does not pop up on Twitch chat. When I type in Twitch, chat, it comes up on... Okay. Do I need to command the chat settings? Hold up. I think I found it. Maybe. Relay. Relay automatically forwards all incoming chat messages from each platform to all the other active platforms set up in Restream. All right, I think we fixed it. Let's give it a go. So we go to Twitch, we type in Twitch, send it. It pops up there, and it pops up, bam, it pops up on YouTube now. Go to YouTube, same thing. YouTube, send it. Go to Twitch, and bam, Twitch chat pops up. That's awesome. All right, I think our green screen is... I think our green screen is good, actually. So we can close out of that. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, this is not bad to set up. This is not bad to mess with. Okay. I think we're good to start the game. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's get some hack and slash. Make sure the encoder is not going to freak out. Okay, all right. Look, we already see issues right here. Go to filters. All right, we need to. You guys are going to see everything I see. So we go to chroma key. So as you can see, the top of my headset and my hat, they were fuzzy, right? Okay, I think we may have just fixed that. You know, another thing I want to mess with is the audio. The microphone. I do want to get the microphone settings right. And you know what? I'm gonna do that. I don't care if it's boring. We're gonna do that. Best mic settings for OBS. What is this? HyperX. And we'll go by rating. We'll filter by rating. You know. All these videos look terrible. No filter. Let's do no filter. Best HyperX quadcast setting for OBS Studio. All right. I mean, this one right here. We'll try this.
Cameras, mics, and teleprompters, but that's fine. Because with the script, I have
extremely important, and the first thing OBS Studio, but also outside of it. For example, in Discord, Zoom, your game chat. Trust me, this is the only video you need to watch to make your microphone sound as good as possible. My previous video on this topic has 1.2 million views, and people have been asking me to make an update. So here it is now. I'm gonna be using the HyperX SoloCast. So many people wanted me to use this microphone because it's the #1 best-selling on Amazon, and they think they need this mic to sound good. However, this one is almost half the price. I've used this mic before in a console streaming setup, and I was really impressed with the quality. I'm gonna use this microphone together with a boom arm. This is a really cheap one. I will link it in the description, because using a microphone arm is the single best upgrade you can make to your mic. I mean, listen to this difference. When the mic is standing on your desk, you're about this far away from the microphone, and in order to sound loud enough, you will need to boost the volume, and then it will sound kind of like this. However, listen to the difference when I go closer and closer to the microphone. Also, the closer you're to the mic, the less background noise you will have, because the microphone needs to be less sensitive. You're really close, so your voice is extremely loud, so you can lower the sensitivity of the microphone, but this also means that the volume of background sounds will be reduced. By the way, these effects will obviously work with any mic. People just always ask me for mic suggestions, so currently this here is a big favorite of mine. I will obviously link the microphone arm, this microphone, and some other options in the description for different price points, and I'm gonna switch to this microphone. Okay, and what you hear now should be this HyperX Solocast. Now it immediately sounds much more thin, however we will fix all that. Now there's one really important thing for any microphone with these type of microphone stands. Listen to what happens when I tap it. You can probably hear like the big booming sound, and it keeps going in the background. And the reason is that these cheap microphone arms are not really reducing vibrations. So because of that, what you will need is a shock mount like on the HyperX Quadcast. And this shock mount is simply holding the microphone and reducing vibrations, because these things are the only thing that are connected directly to the microphone. Now I found one of these on Amazon. As you can see, this is the microphone, and this here is a universal shock mount that works with a mic. It's only $11 and it will work with any microphone you buy after that. Oh wow, look at that. Apparently the HyperX Solocast is even cheaper than I expected. Now I'm gonna move this beacon mic out of the frame. Now before we make this microphone sound absolutely amazing with all of these filters, I need to thank the amazing sponsor of this video, which is perfect for budget streamers. Paying a designer to make you a custom stream overlay is extremely expensive and absolutely not worth it when you're starting out. However, making your stream look interesting and alive is really important, so that's where Owned Pro comes in. Owned Pro is a free OBS sound amazing with all of these filters here. There are two things you absolutely need to do. We're gonna have to make sure that before applying all the filters, the volume is right here about in the yellow. But before doing that, you need to make sure that you're talking into the right side of the mic. You will not believe how many people get this wrong. Some mics record from the front, other mics record like this in this direction. An example is the Razer Siren Mini. So once you know you're talking to the right side, for me it's like completely into the front, but I'm turning it a bit because I want to speak over the microphone, because if you speak into the mic and make like a sound, you will hear that plosive. And when I turn it a bit and I talk over the mic, so like it's recording like this but I'm speaking like this, in that case when I do p, you will not have that plosive. And so then after that, we need to make sure that the volume here is about right. If it looks like this when you're talking, you have a problem. And if it goes completely into the red, that's even worse. Now the first thing you need to do is right clicking your audio icon here, going to sounds, then to recording, then you double click your microphone, you go to levels, and then this is the first place where you need to change the volume before adding or removing gain and stuff in OBS with filters. So I did set the mic to 50% gain here. If I just move it to 100, you will see in OBS that I'm going into the red, and it's kind of distorting. And so I'd say move it to the left and then just talk like you would on stream, and then gradually move it to the right until the volume is like at the end of the yellow, maybe a bit before that, and that's the perfect starting point for all the filters we're going to add. If I shout now, hey, it's going to peak, and if I talk really quiet, it's going to be a bit too quiet. So this is the perfect starting point. We can now go to the filters, because this is really exciting. All of these filters will make this mic sound amazing, and the first filter you can add is a gain filter. And so there will be people that did set their microphone to 100% and that are still not at the end of the yellow here. In that case, you can add a gain filter here in OBS, and then you can just add gain right here artificially. However, it's better to do it in the audio settings. Now for everyone, the order of all these filters is extremely important, and the first thing you need to add is noise suppression. A lot of people first add all the effects and then noise suppression, but what you're doing then is amplifying all the noise that's within the audio and then afterwards trying to remove it. However, you should remove the noise first and then use the clean voice audio to add all the effects. You click on OK, and there are a bunch of options. That is if you have an NVIDIA graphics card. If you don't, you will need to use one of these two options. All of these work the same. You click on it and then you just choose the suppression level. The harder you suppress the noise, the more it will affect your voice. You should play around with which one sounds better to you, or an end noise has no options. And then if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, the noise removal is absolutely amazing and it will barely affect your voice quality. Now to be fair, this noise removal is absolutely perfect for normal stuff. Now if my editor boosts my volume a bit, you will hear the noise and then you will hear how good this is.
With Geico, we can easily bundle home and car insurance and save even more.
Yeah, just like that breakfast burrito.
There isn't too much.
Hold up.
As you...
Let me... yeah, just... There we go. Watch. Test. Hey. What? Okay. That's way better.
You can see it completely removes background noise, so that's perfect. The reason you would want to use NVIDIA noise removal is that this removes everything from the background, even people talking, a truck driving by. It's absolutely crazy, but this one is great as well. By the way, real quick, if you're not hearing your own microphone, I completely forgot. You can just go to the audio mixer, press one of these icons, go to advanced audio properties, and then next to your microphone source, you just want to change it to monitor and output, and then you will hear your microphone like I'm doing right now. We want to use a new filter that's new with this update, the 3-band equalizer, and this is a perfect filter to change how our voice sounds. So we have the highs, the mids, and the lows, and as you can see, when I add the lows while I'm talking, I will add a lot of bass to my voice, and if I remove it, my voice will sound much more thin. I'm gonna set it to 0. Then the highs, this is to sound much more crisp. As you can see, this is kind of like a radio voice. It's way too much. If you lower the highs, then this sounds really like muffled. I don't know if that's a word. And then the mids, this is really hard to explain, but when you reduce the mids a bit, you will always sound a bit more broadcasty like, a bit more professional. However, if you overdo it, that's definitely not something you want to do. But in general, I'd say reduce the mids a bit, then maybe add a bit to the high.
Hush. Yeah, no, test. Right about there. Hey. That's real sharp. Test. Oh, a little bass. Okay, not bad. Move the mic away a little bit, or to me. It's not supposed to hear that.
Highs, and then the lows, this will depend on your microphone and your voice. If you have a really low voice, then adding some lows here will probably be way too much. However, if you say I have a really thin voice and I want to sound a bit more like warm and low, then you can absolutely add a bit of this here, and you just want to listen to yourself and then find the sound you want to go for. I reduce the mids even more. You definitely need to be careful with this, but as you can hear, when I disable this, my voice sounds much more hollow, and then when I enable it, it sounds much more like a podcast voice. So our voice sounds much better already. However, the really important filters are going to be the compressor and then the expander. What these two filters are doing is making sure that your audio is always at the same volume. When you talk really quiet, your audio will be boosted, and then when you talk really loud or you scream or you rage on stream, your audio will always be pulled back down, so that it's always in the same range for the viewer. Now, setting up the expander is very straightforward. To change this ratio to 3, you set the attack to 1 millisecond, you set the release to 100, then you move this threshold slider all the way to the left, and now what you gotta do is look at this audio mixer here, and you want to talk as quiet as possible, the quietest you would ever talk on stream, because this expander works like a noise gate, and what we're trying to do is making sure that sound around our microphone will not be loud enough to trigger the mic, and so make sure that the mic only activates when it hears our voice, which is really close to the mic and which will be very loud. So you look at the audio mixer, and before finding that sweet spot, you want to talk really quiet, and you just want to move the output gain to the right and add gain until the quietest you would ever talk on stream is making this mixer here go to the end of the yellow. So I'm gonna talk really quiet now, and I'm gonna move the output gain slider to the right until this sound is going to the yellow here. And so now, no matter how quiet I talk, the sound will always be loud enough for the stream, and what you want very loud. So you look at the audio mixer, and before finding that sweet spot, you want to talk really quiet, and you just want to move the output gain to the right and add gain until the quietest you would ever talk on stream is making this mixer here go to the end of the yellow. So I'm gonna talk really quiet now, and I'm gonna move the output gain slider to the right.
I got you. Okay, so I'm gonna talk really soft. Really soft until it goes all the way to there. Maybe. Test. Test. Yeah. Oh, about right there. Is that a sweet spot? Yeah. Yeah. Right there.
right until this sound is going to the yellow here. And so now no matter how quiet I talk, the sound will always be loud enough for the stream. And what you want to do next is go to the threshold slider here, and now you want to find a point where your voice is barely triggering the microphone. So I'm gonna move the threshold slider to the right, and at some point my voice is gonna become really quiet, like now. So I want to go back to the left again. So maybe at this point here, if I talk really quiet, so maybe at like -32, as you can see, my voice is triggering the microphone.
Okay. Test. How about right here? No, right here. Yeah, right here. Test. Talk really quiet. Test. No. Okay. Yeah.
The voice is loud enough to make it activate. And while I'm talking, you will hear my hands clapping. However, when I stop talking, the hands won't be loud enough to trigger the mic. So now that we're always going to be loud enough on stream, the next thing we got to worry about is when we scream, as you can see in the audio mixer, hey, we are still peaking outside of the red. And so to fix that, we want to add a compressor filter. Again, I'm going to disable it, change the ratio to 3, the threshold all the way to the right, set the attack to 1 millisecond, the release.
Whoa. We're compressor.
Trigger the mic. So now that we're always going to be loud enough on stream, the next thing we got to worry about is when we scream, as you can see in the audio mixer, hey, we are still peaking outside of the red. And so to fix that, we want to add a compressor filter. Again, I'm going to disable it, change the ratio to 3, the threshold all the way to the right, set the attack to 1 millisecond.
All right, we'll go to threshold. Okay. Test. Hey, what's up? 1, 2, test. Test. Hey, 1, 2, hey. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Nope. Welcome. Test. Yeah. Nope. Yep. Nope. No. Test. Sitting here making noise. Making noise. What's up? Hey. Okay. Yeah. Test. Yeah. Okay. Output gain probably about 10 or 11. Right there. All right. Compressor.
Second, the release to 100, and then now all we gotta do is just shout into the microphone. You will see that it will go into the red, and then you just move the threshold to the left until your shouting is not making this audio peak anymore. So as you can see at 0, hey, it's peaking. However, if I change the threshold to like -15, hey, it is not peaking anymore. So now my quiet sounds will go to the end of the yellow, and then my shouting won't move past this point here. And that means that I will always be the same volume on stream. Now, before we add the next filter, I want to say something really important, because if you go back to the expander here, I did change the threshold for recording this video. Actually, I changed it right now, which is way too late. But the reason I changed it is that things like a noise gate or an expander that cut out audio that's way too low, these also have negative effects, and mainly that you can hear it when it's opening the gate for the audio. So when our expander filter here, which is our noise gate, when it is closing the gate of the microphone for the incoming audio, and then it triggers when we speak, you will always hear it kind of opening, kind of a pop, kind of a delay, like the first part of your first letter that you're speaking into the microphone won't really get recorded, and you can hear it when I make this effect stronger. So if I talk and then not talk. If I talk in this way, you will definitely hear the gate opening and closing. So making this effect way too harsh will definitely have an impact. So you want to find the balance, and it also depends on how bad you want to remove keyboard sound when you're not talking and stuff like that. Another filter you definitely need to add after adding all these filters, let me see here, a limiter. Now what this does is really simple. A limiter just limits your sound when it goes above a certain volume. And we just want to move this threshold all the way to the right, then press this one time for minus 0.1. This limiter is just a final failsafe. When you look at the audio mixer, minus 0.1 is right here all the way at the end, which means that when your audio is going...
Alright. I think we're good. Test. Does it sound better? Maybe. Can't tell. Cannot tell. Filter. Gotta go to filters. Yeah. Well, how about test? We sound good, I think. All right. Yeah, we're good. We'll start it. Half sword. All right. Let us begin. Let's get warmed up.
We seek no quarrel with thee, nigh the kid.
Huh. Oh. All right. Next. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, man. There goes his head. All right. Now we can continue. Ooh. Ow. Ugh. Gotcha.
Swipe.
Nice. Oh. Oh no. Off goes his head. Ah, I hate the pitchfork.
Coward! Dolt! Vilnius!
Oh. Off goes his leg. Oh.
Gotch hooks! Eggard!
Have mercy on me. I believe.
Too much hath been lost, while lost
No
and
mercy.
whole.
All right, we're getting warmed up. Oh. Oh my. Oh my.
Turn we from this path, ere it be too late. Consider, ere the battalion
Oh. Get you some.
lost!
Oh no. Get up. Ow. No, get up. Oh. He got me with the hoe. Alright, let's try to climb the ranks. No, get up. Come on.
Varlet! Fiberde Gebat! Knause!
Yeah, hit your head. Get you some of that.
Thy bravery is proved.
Can't do nothing against that.
Crikey! Stein die hand, good sire. Let us not. Let us parley rather than passion.
Alright, this guy's gonna have an axe. He's gonna be hard to kill. Oh. Oh.
Zones!
Nope, nope. Oh. Kick him, kick him.
Darn!
Run.
Darn!
Kick him.
Gosh! Cranky!
No! For the love of...
You're done. Oh. Alright, we're climbing the ranks. Give me the axe, please. Alright, pitchfork will work. We'll try it.
Eggard! What gain is there in blood spilt? Twigs.
Oh!
Mangakur!
Nice.
Lost! Got hooks!
Oh no. Crap. Oh.
Lauster! Blimey!
Let not the hand be heavy up.
Alright, we're back in the business. Oh no. Get up, get up. Oh, come on. Chop my foot off. This again.
I cry thee mercy. Let not... the love of God, do me no harm, but let me live. For sure, I am at thy mercy.
Ragami! By God's father!
I pray. Have mercy
Victory.
on me.
All right. Nice. Next.
Be not the cause
Let
of my
cooler
death.
heaviness prevail on this day.
Next.
Hold in peace, for violence are not that vow. Get away!
Victory.
What gain is there in bloodshed?
All right. Ooh, the scythe. Good lord, man.
Start. Might we not find a path of peace?
All right, Mr. Scythe, man. Stay down.
Seeking we a trow for our people's sake.
Give me something good. All right, I'll try it.
Thy braver is proved.
Uh-oh. Not good. Ow. Son of a gun. No.
Crikey! God hooks.
All right, let's see. All right, let's try something different. All right, let me make sure that everything updated. Okay. Alright. The grind continues. Last Epoch. There we go.
The Weaver, so she could be there to save us.
Almost 75. This one's better.
Yes. Take care.
This should get me along.
Yes?
Alright, pick up our shield, the headpiece. I know I don't need the headpiece. I don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Check my set items. Compare these two. Saw that. Demolished those.
Take care. Take care.
Alright, here we go.
Tell me, each turn of the spinning wheel.
Impossible.
Yes? Take care. Yes?
start the next rift. Alright, this is the big one. Ooh, that's... Oh, you beat it. Alright, we have level 85 stuff. But it does want us to fall back and do the 70. Let's do one of these and see what happens. Level 80? Start to see mana issues.
Impossible.
Oh, nice. Alright, so stuff's starting to hurt. That's for sure.
Aid me. I ask you, what is it to be lost? What is it to be alone? I answer, it is to be untethered. It is to be I offer a thread. The weaver's web will bind us together so that we may never be lost again.
That's good. Good loot drop. Turn into that bear bumble. That's take that. Nice.
Yes. Yes.
Didn't realize I had all these to spend. Did not realize that. Yeah. Oh, do I have 60 attunement? Oh, I don't. Dang it. Hold on. Can I upgrade my attunement? Oh, shit. Ah, 0 fortune ability. I wonder. Super fortune. can remove. Okay. Prefix, attunement. No, I lost. Now I gotta replace that ring. Oh. Sure, we're still alive. Yes. Need a belt. Need a belt. With attunement? Maybe. Okay. That's not. See if I
Yes.
can buy. See if I can buy a belt. Or
Take care.
let's see. I wonder if we can gamble. Let's try and gamble. Try and gamble.
You feeling lucky?
Yeah.
Want to go again? Looks powerful. That's a winner.
I'll also let these back. Let's okay, we'll get rid of that one up there. Let's add attunement. Attunement can be added to belts. That sucks. Health, ward, primalist. I could do skill levels. Hold up. No, I can't. It's a pretty good belt. Void resistance is something I do need. Void damage, no. Resistance, I don't like any. Resist. It's gonna be damage. Some kind of damage. Spell damage or lightning damage. That's what we need. Spell or lightning? No, it's gotta be lightning then. It's a 12. Alright, let's do. Tier 1 lightning. What does endurance do? What does endurance do? Reduces the damage dealt to your health below your endurance threshold. Endurance is capped at 60%. So we could upgrade endurance. Very nice. We could upgrade more lightning damage. Okay, we use it. I wonder how much of this is going to change. I lose all of my poison resistance. I can't afford to do that. But lightning damage goes up. That's it. Shatter.
Gold won't save you, but a blade might. Interested in another try? Maybe it'll help you along the way.
It's decent. Garbage. 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 Oh, that's nice. Hold up. It's already got +3 attunement on it. I could mess around. I could add attunement. Oh, it lost all of its. Man, it's garbage.
Hey there, want to try your luck?
That's what that is. All right, boots. Let's go boots.
Not bad. Excellent choice. Want to go again?
Garbage. It's all garbage. Garbage. I think I'm going to call it here for the night.
Greetings.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you for hopping in. Whoever's out there, enjoyed it. Man, it's